Well, one thing I was excited about as the script started to come in was the evolution of my character, Lina Bowman. She hasn't gotten anywhere yet, but she's actively looking for like her life's work, you know, after being a mother, of course. Like, she's now really like, okay, like my kids are old enough now to kind of deal with themselves, and what do I do, and what do I want, and what am I even good at, and like kind of I mean, it's a comedy, so it's always funny, but like a little bit of like what happened to all my dreams when I was a kid, and like how did I get like sucked up into this like mommy wife vacuum, and like the things I thought I was gonna do with my life. Like, I not only is like it too late, it's like I literally can't do those things. Like, I'm too old. So it's been fun to discover that stuff with her, and like I said, she hasn't gotten anywhere yet, but it's, you know, she's having a lot of those conversations, and she's kind of trying to find the fun again in her life. Yeah, like the addition of Sarah Byrne's character has been so awesome, and Lina and Abby, Sarah Byrne's character, like do really start to hang out a lot and get into some trouble together, which is really fun. And I did feel like I sort of based this character off on a girlfriend of mine. I know she's based on Andrew Gurland's wife, Michelle, but just for my mind, because I don't know Michelle as well as I know my friend Janet, and I think of my friend Janet a lot when I'm like thinking about this role. And my friend Janet has she works full time. She's an advertising creative director at an ad agency, so she's got that going, which Lina doesn't. But she's really like kind of like, she just doesn't really spend a lot of time with girlfriends, and I don't think it's weird. Like, I know she wishes she could spend more time with girls, but like her priority is like after, you know, she comes home from work, it's like I gotta be with my kids because I'm working so much. And so for me, when I hear people say that, like, I totally get that it seems sad maybe and weird, but just knowing Janet, knowing one girl so well that doesn't really have a lot of friends. It sounds terrible to say about my best friend. She has loads of friends. She just never hangs out with them, which is what I imagine. She has me.
Even more children.
That was so weird when he found out. Like, Andrew Gurland told me that I was now a teacher's aide and substitute teaching, and I was like, more strangers' kids I have to hang out with all day. Yeah, lots of kids. And I've never been, let's say, like, around children. So personally, I don't spend a lot of time with kids. So then when I have to spend a lot of time with kids at work, like, I'm sure I really seem like a fish out of water. I hope it works for the character. Thinks it's so funny when I'm just like standing in the classroom and I'm like, everyone just be quiet. Or I say, shut up, and the kids are like, you can't say that, that's a bad word. And I'm like, crap. And they're like, that's a bad word. And I'm like, what? Tell me all the bad words, because I only know the main ones. It does sound like there's more bad words than I knew, but it has been kind of fun to be in a classroom and feel like it's okay for my character to like not want to be there.
Well, do you think the kids are teaching you more than you're teaching them at this point?
I don't know yet. I really like the girls who play my daughters on the show. I'm really like enjoying them a lot this season. Not that I didn't last season, but I feel like their roles are bigger this season, and I'm getting to know them better as people, and I think they're really cool, really fun, and smart, and really good actors, and so I've been enjoying having more scenes with them. That's been a good change, I think, this season, is like seeing more interaction between me and my kids.
What do you think is the secret ingredient between you and Nat in creating these characters that come to life so richly on the show?
I don't know. I mean, obviously we have really great chemistry together, but why, I guess, is what you're asking. And I don't know. I mean, I met him a few years ago on the beaches of Kauai, but we didn't like stay in touch or become friends or hang out, not on purpose. We're just both busy. I don't know, we just get along so well. I think we have very similar work ethics, and I think we really enjoy each other, but I don't know. Who knows, like, why some people just fit and some people don't. I could see something really dippy, like maybe we knew each other in past lives. I don't know if I really believe in that, though, but whatever. I don't know, we just really, like, figured it out somehow. It was really effortless. Like, we didn't hang out before we started shooting season 1. We didn't like spend any time together. I don't know, we're just kind of similar. Like enough similar but enough different to make it fun. But we're respectful of each other. I'm gonna stop now.
Russ and Lina gonna be with both of them having jobs and that kind of thing.
The house seems messier to me, definitely. I keep freaking out when like they'll keep making one room more messy and then they'll mess up the kitchen, and then I'm like, guys, like my character is like a terrible housekeeper, and that's really offensive to me. I don't want my audience to like watch this and think I'm a total pig. And they're always like, you are a pig, you're busy, you're working, you have 3 kids. And I'm like, I don't know. And then Nat, who has 3 kids, is like, yeah, this is exactly what our house looks like. And I'm like, really? Janet's house does not look like that. She has 2 kids. Anyway, so I was like, I think that we had a really cool scene last week where we were having a fake argument about whose job was worse. Lina's a little bit more stressed out this season just because she has more on her plate. We have money fucking finally. It was like all my friends last year who watched the show were like, how do you guys live? I'm like, good question. We have money. We moved to a nicer house. Still renting, but whatevs. Susie Orman says that it's not always the best idea to buy anyway. Even though Lina's busier being an adult, even though she's teaching children, but like having a grown-up world outside of her house, I think has been good for her. But I do think, like, to answer a previous question, that it did like wake up these questions in her that are like, what am I doing? What is my life beyond my kids? But it's been like fun to see the interactions and the bargaining between Russ and Lina, and like who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that. Like, I don't have time, I have to work too. You have to work, like this. Like, can you take time off because we really want to go on a vacation? And he's like, I can't just take time off to go on a vacation. And it's like, why not? I want to go on a vacation. And he's like, it doesn't work like that. Like, now we can afford to go on a vacation, but we can't go on the vacation, right? It's like the gift of the Magi.
Well, we talked about this with Nat, but Russ is getting even less sex this season. Probably because you guys are so busy.
I don't know, we shot a pretty graphic sex scene last week. I was still like, it was weird with Nat. Yeah, I think he's probably getting less sex. I don't know, it started out pretty barren season 1.
Yeah.
It was really bad. It hasn't come up yet. I don't see Lina, and I'm not a jealous person. I don't see her as being a jealous person. I can see her pretending to be jealous because Russ wants her to be jealous, but I can't really see her being jealous. Especially based on like where we started the series, like where she's like, go with God, I don't want to know about it. Like, I don't think she would ultimately like that, but she doesn't, she's pretty like, I don't know if it's self-absorbed, but I don't know. I think the fact that it hasn't come up yet in a script is telling.
It's a non-issue for their marriage.
Yeah.
It's probably a
I
relief.
always feel, and I do feel like my husband's got always a cute young girl assistant. And I'm always like, am I supposed to care that you hired another cute young girl? And he's like, do you care? And I'm like, I don't care. So no. He's like, okay.
Here's the modern woman. We're confident. We're like, so what if they're pretty?
I know. It's nice. I would want to look at someone pretty. Anyway.
Well, don't you think your character should get her own assistant too?
I definitely think so. A pool boy. And I want to cast him.
So that's something we should maybe mention too.
I'll tell Andrew. I don't find this season to be as... I mean, Andrew Gurland's humor is very dark, but I don't find it to be as... I don't feel like it's as negative about marriage this season. I don't feel like it's like, well, you made your bed. It doesn't feel that way this time, but I didn't really mind that in season 1. I don't know. I've only been married for 3 years, and so for me, like, I really am super like into my marriage, and I like being married, and I think it's great, and I never really was like, yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel like I felt like what we were saying was accurate, but it's a comedy, so it's supposed to be, like, it's not supposed to be taken like, I guess, verbatim, but I don't know. I think this season you'll find that it lightens up in that regard. The feedback I get is always good. Even the people who are like, dude, it's so true, and they kind of like that. But people I know who are not married love the show, and people I know who are getting married watch the show with their betrothed and still enjoy it. So I guess we're not like scaring people off the altar or anything yet. Well, I'm excited about the evolution of Paul Reiser's character and some of the plans they've already talked to me about for potentially, fingers crossed, a season 3 and where that goes. And I don't know, I guess because I'm always in the scenes with me and Russ, so I really enjoy watching the scenes that I'm not in the most, like the ones with the guys. And I think the chemistry between Sarah Burns and Brett Gelman is like really charming and sweet. And we start the season with Brett being sober and celibate, and so when they start dating, they don't jump into bed really fast, and they have like sort of a proper courtship, but they're such incredible weirdos that like it's really weird to watch, and I've been really enjoying that play out.
Well, we were able to ask Sarah if she could like create a drink for herself, Abby. What would be your idea of a perfect drink for your character?
The Lina. Oh my god. I feel like Lina would just be like Scotch neat. I think she would just take it like intensely and quickly and just get the show on the road. They're always like trying to pour me wine, like the prop guy in scenes when we're at bars and stuff, and I'm like, I just don't feel like Lena's gonna be at a bar ordering like a glass of Chardonnay. Like that is not who this girl is. Like, I'm always like, can I get a beer? And he's like, oh yeah, because of course when you're a woman and you're sitting at a bar, you have to drink a glass of wine, right? I'm like, I could have a beer. And I was like, you want a beer? I'm like, yeah, I think my character would have a beer. Scene where I'm trying to fix up Abby with a widower from the school. And we're at dinner. We've already shot the scene where we're in the restaurant, the three of us. And then we go outside because she wants to smoke a cigarette. She's like, this isn't going well. I don't like him. I'm not into it. And Brett comes out and he's like, let's ditch him. And I'm like, what? No, we're not ditching. He's a widower. And then they keep joking. They're like, he's sobering. No wonder his wife killed herself. And I'm like, she died of cancer. And it's so dark. And they're like, whatever. And they're like, let's get out of here. And like Brett takes her and they just leave. And I'm like, guys. Yeah, that's the scene we're shooting tonight, and it's going to be really funny, as usual, with those two. Yeah, my stepdad is MC Gainey. That's such a funny episode. Andrew said it's cut together, and it's amazing. So, Frances Conroy is, I've just been such a huge fan of hers for so long, and when they said that they cast her, I was stunned. I was silent. I was so excited. And I think it's really good casting, too. I feel like she and I really just feel similar, our energies and our looks and stuff. So I just loved working with her. She had a really bad cold when she was on set, and poor thing lost her voice, and it was really sweet because she couldn't really talk that much to anyone except for in the scenes. She was just perfect. I don't know, it was really awesome to just watch her process, and she's so professional and learned her lines. I need to do that. And and she was, I don't know, she's so, I guess it's weird because she really comes off as so vulnerable, but she's not. She's such a strong, grounded person, which is probably why we all love her so much, because if she was so completely vulnerable all the time, you would, I think, it would make you nervous as an audience member. But she's really yeah, I don't know, as Frances, she's just super grounded, and I really liked her a lot, and I thought it upped our cool quota by I don't know, when I found out she was doing it, I was like, we're gonna be able to get the coolest guest stars now, because if she's doing it, that makes us cool.
I'm sort of coming under the suspicion that you've been cloned and that you've sent out all your
that
minions
would be
around.
My manager's dream come true.
we're calling it the Summer of Judy.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
How have you managed to swing, a series
I know.
and everything else? And we interviewed you a couple weeks ago for Archer, and it was just...
Well, Archer's easy because I can do that anywhere,
right.
And it's not super time consuming. The other stuff, I was asking my husband, I was like, when did I shoot Ant-Man? And he was like, I don't know, after Jurassic World, but then you went and did the one in New York. Oh, we like couldn't remember like how when that happened. But I am not cloned. I've had loads of jobs last year, and they're all coming out this summer, turns out.
Within weeks.
Yes, it's going to be a big summer. I was told not to take a vacation. I know, but I am anyway. But right when we wrap this, I'm taking my mom to Ireland because we both have big birthdays this year. So I was like, we're gonna go and see Ireland. So we're doing that. But yes, I was really busy last year, and I don't know how I managed that. My manager again is an expert at scheduling, and while like my agent, who I'm so obsessed with my representation, I've worked with them all forever and I love them, and he's always like, there's no way, we could never work those dates out. My manager's like, we'll figure it out. And he always does.
Great.
I know, I'm really lucky. It was a really good year last year, and I think it's going to be a fun summer.